What's up, everyone? In this video, I wanted to talk a bit about UX and UI design in Bubble, and a little bit about how I approach it. So the first question I would ask yourself is, do you want to be a designer, or do you just want to be a Bubble developer and finish projects, get the design done the easiest and simplest way possible? Or do you want to become an actual designer and spend the time to learn about colors, style guides, and really invest at least a few months to really get good at it? So if the first question is true, you want to just build with Bubble and get the product done as soon as possible, I highly, highly recommend using Airdiv Canvas. It's a set of templates that essentially you can piece together and create these amazing interfaces for your app very quickly. So you essentially just take these blocks and drop them in to your Bubble app, and they will be fully functional, and they'll actually create the data types for you to fill them in, and they're fully responsive. This will like 10x the speed of your development, and it doesn't cost that much to get started. I think it's 150 bucks to get access to all these 114 blocks, and then there's 25-page templates. And so that's what I would highly recommend if you just want to get quick design fast. The next thing I would recommend also, if you want to get something done really quickly, is if your app is very similar to an existing app, like you're creating the Uber for a specific location or Airbnb for a specific type of apartment. ZeroCode has these imitation templates for all these great existing apps. Like Headstart is probably a template to copy like Headspace, and Uplands is like Upwork. And so you can essentially just buy one of these templates and adapt it to exactly what you want. And that's another great way to get a pre-built design that you can just adapt, so you don't need to think about the UI UX. So those are the two resources I recommend if you just want to get it done as soon as possible. But if you'd like to learn design, I highly recommend you start with BuildCamp. So BuildCamp is this online community where you can pay and get access to these courses on design, and they are really the gold standard for Bubble design. And they mainly focus on responsiveness, so how your app can look great on any size screen. And they have all these great courses. They have full build courses, how-tos, and mini courses, and I'm constantly going back to learning those. The next resource I recommend is UI Design Principles book on Gumroad. This is an amazing book, and it goes in depth on each part of the design process, like typefaces, grid layout, etc. And it's a general book. It's not specific for Bubble, but it really talks about spacing and a lot of the fundamentals that you need to know about design. And it's a great book that I always go back to while I'm designing. And lastly, I recommend Made with Frames. This is a great way to build like a templatized landing page. So if you're building a landing page, you can drop essentially all these blocks into your landing page and then adapt them to your own design. So even if you are a designer, this is great because it just helps you get a landing page set up. And so lastly, I wanted to show you a quick style guide I created where I have all these colors, my primary colors and the different shades of them. And then I have the text sizes. And one thing I recommend when you are learning all this and creating the styles is only create a style for the text size, because everything else can be done using BB codes. For example, you can bold text using BB code, and you can underline text using BB code. If you're not sure what BB code is, check out bbcode.org. It's essentially a coding language that you can put into text elements in Bubble. And so this is how I built style guide, and I just created text and buttons, and that's mainly what I need. And as I build, I create some drop-down templates, some drop-down styles, etc. as needed. But this is just an overview of the design. I won't be going into my whole methodology because there are so many resources out there about style guides, etc. But this is just how I would approach learning about designs. Thanks for watching.